Hey everybody, this is Jeff here once again, just bringing another video on the progress of the 1350 Polar Lights Round 2 Enterprise refit. And as you can see here, the majority of the engineering hull is actually assembled, and what's lacking is pretty much that bit right there. Is going along the top. Discuss what's going on with that here in just a sec. The fantail back here, you can see I got my lighting going, the red in the center, and then the blues. We'll take a closer look at that, of course. And the deflector dish, and it's just kind of sitting up there right about now with all of those long wires just kind of pushed up in there. They're not going to be that long when I get this thing together, and I'm going to start getting the deflector on. I'm going to snip those down. Those are for that RGB LED that I'm using for my deflector dish color. You know, we know what's going on with that. Flick a switch, you know, they're the color changes right there. So anyway, just wanting to talk about you know, with this kit and everything, mainly just on the inside here. I left it open so that we could take a look at how I ran those lights, because I'm trying to have, you know, pretty good decent window lighting and everything and stuff. So, and once I get the top on, these lights, you know, these windows up here be lit quite a bit better and everything. You can see we've got the light bathing up the side right there from the spotlight. And yes, back there is still the TOS, however, that has sold, and so it will be on its way out the door and over to France within the next couple of days. So, but back to the refit, looking down off up in here and see if I can find something to point with. Alrighty, here we go. I only have 4 light strips on the inside of the engineering hull on this kit, at least this bottom part right here. I have 4 light strips, and discuss them over here. What I did was, on the shuttle bay, since it extends, you know, the length, almost the entire length of the engineering hull, I ran a little thin strip of styrene, cut to be, you know, just a little over the width of a light strip, and I glued it in place. You know, you have these little extensions right here, which actually will be the walkway connecting to the docking hatch on the outside. You know, connected it there, and of course I angled it and glued it down here in the front. You know, just, you know, regular styrene can be kind of, you know, flimsy, and with some CA glue attaching it, it attaches very well. And then it attaches, can't really see it, but, you know, just right there where the worker bee area is, it attaches right there, and it just runs the length of the engineering hull as much as it can from the back, because, you know, it tapers off towards the fantail area. So, but of course, you know, the windows stop right here anyway on the outside, so where it stops at is pretty much where the lights are going to be at, and it works quite well. And I put a strip of LEDs, you know, on there, and I have one thing on the outside of it, because that's reflecting, it's down a little bit lower, and that light's reflecting off and giving me bottom window lighting. You know, you have these three windows over here. It's giving me lighting for that and stuff, and then all the light bouncing around is helping quite a bit with the arboretum. Let's get it up in there and take a look. And as I discussed before, it's just a big open area right now. The actual framework I'm going to paint on this kit. I will just I'll make the windows out, paste them up on there, have all the frame around the edge here, you know, nice and flush and everything as much as I can get it, and then paint the framework. I figured that would just be easier for me doing that, especially without the use of photo etch. I could get it now, but I'm still trying to do as much as I can without purchasing a thing. But you know, you run that in there, you wire it all up, and it works. It actually, you know, it does help. It's, you know, so it's cool having your lights attached to the shuttle bay, and you don't really even have to do those strips of styrene going along there like I did. It's a flat surface enough in areas, you know, if you just, you know, you just want to attach your light strips right along your shuttle bay. So, but that's how I got lighting on the inside. And we come over here to the top of it, and you can see that I've got the additional lighting up there. Got a light strip right down the center, and that's for the shuttle bay. to light that up, or at least the back two sections of it, the shuttle landing area and then the lift area. And for the cargo area, these two light strips right here are lighting that, because like you've got this brace right here which presses down on the top of the shuttle bay once it's once it's in there and it's together, and it actually doesn't allow for that strip lighting doesn't get down off up in there enough. So added those other two, and then that'll help with the also with some more window lighting as well, and getting a little bit more lighting going on in the garden arboretum. So, and then right here, those two big black blobs right there are actually the spotlights that's going to shine up on the top. You look off up in there in the holes, we can find it. There it is. And right now it looks black because of course it's a clear lens and it's going to reflect what color's coming in. The color coming in is actually black shadow, black technically not being a color. So, but that's just what's going to happen when it comes on. You've got that light, but these LEDs, I think I've stated this before, but if I haven't, I'm saying it now. These LEDs put off a different color than the light that's cast from the LED strips. The light that's cast from these strips is actually slightly yellowy, almost like warm white. It's not quite as warm as a warm white LED, but it's heading, towards that direction. And I didn't want that mixture of colors in the engineering hall. Anywhere in the kit, anywhere in the model, period. I don't want that mixture of colors. I want it to be one solid color for the spotlights, and then one solid color. It is New Year's when I'm recording this, and that just made my heart jump into my throat, and I was working its way back down. So, but it is midnight. It's technically 2014 now, so Happy New Year's, everybody. I know this video is going to be much later. They are having a nice little party downstairs, knock themselves out. Gotta be cool. Go celebrate. New Year's only come once a year. But let me see. I didn't want that light to mix, because these are a cool white. These are cool white lights. I said in another video, I said cool blue, but these are cool white lights. They cast a little bit of a blue hue to them, and you can make that out when you have those, when you don't have them blocked, when you don't have its light blocked. So what I did for that is just took some hot glue and, went around the light, and then I just painted over the hot glue. And what you wind up with is like that. Now there's a little bit of bleed through and everything and stuff, but it's not enough to do anything with and stuff. So unless you want to just keep painting and keep painting and keep painting over it, you have your lights on, you start painting on it, and once you don't really have any light coming out of it and stuff, then you're set. That'd be good enough. And back here I have the same thing, because this right here is that flashing navigation light. I will have mine flashing on here. That's the flashing navigation light, and that I really made sure I took some time and blocked off, because if I swivel this kit around here and we take a look back here at the fantail area where that's going to be resting, yes, I do have enough room for it, even though it doesn't look it. You can see here, I have this red LED bulb right here, which is giving me lights for these lights right here. And the issue is, if you didn't block that off, first off, you would see the white light flashing on and off on your red, and then you would see the red casting back up on that area, through that light when it's off. When it powers down during its blink rate, you would see that red up in there, and I did not want that. I want that totally blocked off, so we went ahead and did that. This red light is just one 3mm red, ground down considerably. Let me turn the power off real quick so we can actually look at the bulb. You barely can see it, but it's there. There it is, right there. That one little small square. I mean, this is the tip of a well-worn hobby knife, but you know, you can see just how much I ground it down to make sure that it fit, because I knew it was going to have to add that blinking light back there in the back. But you have that light and it does cast up, but that one red LED is giving me enough light. And the reason why I'm using colored bulbs back here instead of having just tinted these clear parts with the colors that they should be in is because, one, I'm out of the red and blue. Have plenty of green, clear paint that I could have put on something, but no red and blue. So I just went with colored bulbs. And plus, sometimes I really actually like using colored bulbs in opposed to painting the clear part. And then when it's off, you know, you don't still see color, you see just darkness. So that's why we have that right there. And plus it gives me those lights, because I actually really kind of wanted there to be a little, you know, a beam of light coming out of there. Looking down off up in the shuttle bay, you can see we've got all of those lights on and they're going and working. You can see the lifts back there in all their warm white glory, those two strips on the floor and everything. And then of course the shuttles. It looks really, really cool right there when you're looking and you see, you know, that open shuttle. And if you look right above that shuttle, you can actually see three little squares back there in that window. That is that's the shadow box that I built, and it's catching enough light coming up to where it's, you know, giving me a little bit of light in my, you know, I call them consoles, you know, they're panels back there for you to be able to see in, you know. And you know, it's like, okay, like little screens basically. Of course they're too small for me to etch anything into to make it look like, I don't know, a computer display or something, but you know, it's cool, it works. They'll be purple, and you'll see them a little bit better once I get the top on and get the lighting in there. And now the phone is ringing, so I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, sorry about that. Let me see, where was I? Anyway, I think I was talking about what's going on up in the shuttle bay, but yeah, you got that light coming in right there inside of the shuttles and everything. It's all pretty cool and stuff, so. But, you know, as far as this kit goes and everything, once you start getting to work on it and everything, it's actually nowhere near as difficult as the initial impression that it gives. You know, it's not as difficult as it seems. Not at all. It's not, you know, daunting, not intimidating. It's very fun. Killing the lights here. Get a look at that and everything and stuff with the lights off and stuff. I just love how these spotlights are really bathing the hull and you know, coming back around to the other side. Because, you know, after this, the only thing is left to do now for the engineering. Got to extend these wire leads right here. No, you really can't see them anymore. But got to extend my wire leads, then get the top on here, and then I have the pylon spotlights and everything done. And you know, that'll be it. That will be it. It's going along quite nicely. Lighting is looking good. I do, you know, when you're building these things though, I do encourage to let them sit there, you know, turn it on and let it run. Never assume, no matter where you're getting your lights from, never assume that they're going to just be working constantly. You know, when you turn it on all the time, especially with this kit with these spotlights, because let me tell you, you get this thing together and then a spotlight goes out, it's not going to look all that great and stuff. So, but what I've been doing is, you know, I will sit here and I will let this run. This will probably sit here and run all night, because actually what I had go on way early in the build was one of these exterior spotlights started flickering and then it went out on me. So I had to go back in and, you know, get me another one, take all the time and make sure I got it wired in there, angled in there properly so that it's giving me my light bathing all the way up the pylon like you can see here. And, you know, it was like, wow, imagine if I had not really have been running it and then got this thing on together. like, you know, like it is now, get the top on there. That's not cool. So but I'm fixing to go on, get the top on here, go forth, work on this model kit. Those of you out there building your models, keep on building. If you're not, pick up something to start working on it. It's very, very fun and very, very unique. And those of you out there, if you got one of these, but you were just a little bit, you know, afraid about putting it together, go ahead and work on something. You know, go ahead and start working on some part of it. Because once you get started on some part of it, you'll actually recognize that the rest of it is not all that scary. So, going through, getting a look through the Arboretum. So, I'm going to go ahead and continue on, and I will talk to you guys later. Guys, enjoy 2014. We're here now. We have arrived. I'll talk to you later.